this episode of Full Bore, we strip out the entire interior of this flooded 100 Series LandCruiser, and whilst we're at it, we give it a nice fresh service. So Davo, the mechanical wizard, is sitting in the 100 series, and the entire reason for that is he just likes the sound of them when they're being revved up and down. Yeah, he's literally just sitting in there listening to the 1HD FTE tick over like a Swiss watch. That's all he's doing. It's a symphony, isn't it?
Even the cruise control light comes on.
Well, the brake lights work.
Horn works, windscreen wipers work. I'm amazed that you haven't had to pull out that left-hand fuse box. There's really only just some windows that you got to fix and central locking.
Yep.
And a good clean-up.
Wait!
Same with the handbrake on, put on the brake.
Flaming heck. Be funny if this thing goes harder than your 76 series. Just like listening to it.
Anyway, you're going to change your oil?
Yeah. Alright, now that Dave's done listening to it for the sake of listening to it, I'm going to drain the oil in it, and the predominant reason for that is the fact that we've just been feeding it mass amounts of intake decarb and all sorts of different solutions of oils and bits and bobs, and it's diluted the engine oil, and you can smell it. You can actually smell the well, you can't smell it because this is the internet, but yeah, the engine oil actually smells like the engine decarb spray that you spray down the inlet. So looks like it's done its job, made its way down past the rings, and probably a good idea to change this oil before it ends up doing some damage. Let's see if I can get this. Oh, she's hot. It'll end up all over me flaming fingies. Ow! Gone over this yet, but I've decided to name this flooded 100 series Hefty, H-E-F-T-E, for a couple reasons. One is because it's got an FTE, 1HD FTE engine in it, and two, because it's a big sucker. It's a hefty boy, so it's a play on words if you haven't really caught on to this already. Hefty, H-E-F-T-E. Quite frankly, I think that's pretty smart in the old head space noggin brain hole there. But anyways, now that that's over, I've had Hefty draining out all night. It's got a new oil filter on it, and in regards to what oil I'm going to be chucking into it, look, I mean, a lot of people get caught up with brands of oil and viscosity and what have you. My tip to you, well, it's not really a tip to you. You can make up your own decision. You're an independent young person. My personal philosophy on which oil to use is the one that is most on sale. And in this case, it is this Gulf Western 15W40 Extreme Diesel. And this comes in a 25 litre, and currently it is on sale at my auto parts store for $100 dues. And as far as oil goes, that is insanely cheap. Now, hear me out on this one. Because Hefty takes 11.5 litres, I think it is, I can get 2 services out of the 1 drum of oil, whereas a 20 litre container will only get me 1 and a bit, and that's a pain in the butt. So these 25 litres for a 100 series with an FTE is a friggin' brilliant idea. The thing is, I don't have like a container to, drain this into. So I've found a competitive brand of oil, filled this up to the 5 litre mark, and we're going to go chuck it in the car. Glug, 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 glug. Oh, that's scary. I don't know about you, but if you've ever serviced a car and you've accidentally bumped the funnel whilst you're filling it up, that's proper hair-raising scary moment right there. What's the oil pressure doing?
Pretty hard to see with that dash, isn't it?
Well, fellas, we've got the FTE running sweet enough for me to essentially say that that's done. Well, I mean, saved. Because I was a little bit scared when I purchased this vehicle that engine might be of a state where it'd have to be rebuilt, which would cost me a lot of money. If not worse, it could have been completely kaput because it had absolutely no compression when we first bought it. Which would have meant that the only way I could make my money back was by splitting the rest of the vehicle and selling it as parts, because a 100 series without a good engine is essentially worthless. But anyways, I'm happy, and with the help of Davo, the mechanical wizard, we have got this thing running like a song. Now, this brings us to the next part of this project, which is, of course, just cleaning the car up, because I purchased it. I have not touched it in regards to the aesthetics, and it is still full of shmutz, Lismore flood juice, and the fallout silt from being underwater for a few days. So I need to get rid of that because I don't want to get gonorrhoepasyphilis, and I want to be able to drive it without a face mask, because inside it does smell kind of funky, and not the good funky. I mean, like, it smells funky. So yeah, look, what we're going to do now is strip out the interior, give everything a really good wash, and we'll go from there. And this thing will essentially be pretty much ready for a blue slip, so it will be on the road. So you guys probably seen it in the previous episodes. This is the fallout, the silt from the flood juice, because this car was actually completely underwater. Now you can see it's even got like flood fallout juice from on top of the sun visors, which just goes to show how high it went. I kind of almost feel bad getting rid of this, because this is the residue of the worst flood in recorded history of the Northern Rivers, and a lot of cars have ended up like this, which is a massive shame. And in all honesty, all of them pretty much went to the wreckers, because the amount of effort that you have to put into a vehicle to get it running after going underwater for such a long period of time is just massively outweighs what a lot of cars are worth. These vehicles, 100 series, I reckon, are not so overly complicated that they're a lost cause, and they also have enough resale value to warrant trying to save. And also, look, you've got one of the best diesel engines ever made under the bonnet, so how could you say no? Another reason why I've got to get on top of this is because I need to move this car, because it's 5 days before Christmas, And just to give you a bit of perspective as to what the backyard looks like currently. So this is the kitchen. This is the view from the kitchen. This is truly magnificent. A 1966 shovel nose Corona, a flooded 100 series, a couple of LandCruiser Banderas, a 4 AGE powered Corolla, and 2 camper trailers, plus an electric bike and some XR6 seats. Look at those! I tell you what, some bogan with a flaming GQ Patrol with some collapsed seat would absolutely froth these. So if you want to pay me like way too much money, say for instance $800 for these bad boys, go ahead. Look at that. They are absolutely immaculate. To be dead honest with you, I have not seen a set of XR6 seats this good since the XR6 came out, because essentially every fat bloke in Australia bought an XR6 Falcon and ruined these seats. And this is coming from a Falcon owner. Anyways, let's get cracking. Well, that pretty well concludes this episode of Full Bore. Hefty's cleaning up pretty alright. Under the bonnet is looking pretty schmick, but it's the inside where the magic happened. Look at that. That looks pretty spectacular if I don't say so myself. I've still got to pull apart the doors, make sure all the motors are working before I put it all back together. But today is the last day of 2023, so I might give myself a little bit of a rest, hey? But we'll be back at it again next year. And take care of yourselves, guys. Have a good year. And if you're not doing it already, head out the back shed, grab yourself a spanner and get to work on something cool. Preferably a Toyota, but if it's something else, I won't judge. Take care. Have a good year.